think the greatest challenge is unmanageable and unsustainable workload. GPs are working flat out. The workload is intense. They're wading through a huge volume of administration. 74% of GPs in a recent BMA survey said their workload was unmanageable or unsustainable. So we need to do something about making it manageable so that GPs can actually provide quality care for patients. I would ask a new government to value the importance of giving GPs the time and space to be GPs caring for their patients.
The health system as a whole, and general practice in particular, is under great pressure. There's an enormous number of demands being made on it. The shift of care outside hospitals, the greater public health role, the greater need for personalisation, for continuity of care and at a community level, all of those things serving an ageing population, often people with very complex problems. In the past, general practice has been very good at just absorbing those demands. We've almost been elastic. Right now, we don't have that space. There isn't the capacity. The elastic is at the greatest stretching point and could break. The 10-minute consultation in general practice has never been adequate, and it's becoming more and more inadequate. So we need more GPs, and we need to be spending longer with patients. That might require prioritisation. It might require GPs to see the people who have more complex needs rather than all comers, which is traditionally what we have done. But whatever, we need more clinicians on the ground.
For years, people have commented that the NHS and social services are unsustainable in their current form and that silo working must end. But the 5-year forward view is the first serious attempt, in my view, to actually make change happen. I think resourcing general practice and community care properly in order to move more work out of hospitals and close to people's homes is probably the most useful thing that the government can do. However, anything to aid recruitment and retention of GPs would also be most welcome.
We need to look at how do we mobilise communities around their health and well-being in a way that is different from how we've done it in the past. And that's the core challenge, is a collaborative approach to care between health and social care and with our communities. The greatest contribution any future government could make is to recognise that solutions to health problems are solutions that are collaborative solutions with communities, and health and well-being is not something that's delivered by the health sector alone. It's delivered in partnership.
If there's one thing that might fix general practice now, would be to encourage young GPs to become partners and give them a golden hello. To fix the workforce for the future, we need to concentrate on the new GPs now and get them to stay.
The government needs to be honest about the level of resources and ask people to do more to help themselves and to get the best value out of the money we do spend as taxpayers.
We've heard about the pressure of time, how GPs need sufficient time to spend with their patients and how they don't have it anymore. We've heard about the capacity of general practice, the fact that we don't have enough nurses or GPs to be able to manage the workload. We've heard about the additional care and work that's coming out of hospitals, which is adding to the pressure and causing less time to be available with patients. We've heard about the need to coordinate our care with other services like social services, community services, mental health services, and the availability of diagnostics, all of which are fewer and farther between. We've heard about the need to enable young doctors to enter general practice and aspire to becoming partners, and how there are many barriers that are put in their way to do so. And finally, we've heard about the resources, the fixed resources that are available to general practice in the face of all of this work and all of this care that needs to be done. We need to have an honest discussion about how to allocate them and the whole of the NHS resource. Our figures show that we have 7,113 GPs in London. That includes those both working full-time and part-time. Over the last 4 years, we've seen a net closure of practices in double figures each year. Of the rest, over 200 or 15% are single-handed, with a third of GPs planning to retire in the next 5 years. You can imagine the effect that could have on local communities. I want patients to get the general practice care they need. I want them to have time with their doctors, and I want their doctors to be unburdened from bureaucracy to be able to look after their patients properly. I want their doctors to have proper access to the diagnostic services and community services that those who really need them can get.